How's it going, guys?
What's up?
Hello.
Welcome to episode 18 of our weekly podcast. You'll notice a nice blank space next to James. We do have a special guest coming on in a little bit. We'll go into that when he gets here, though.
I was up talking the numbers with the big bosses.
Oh, yeah. It's an unbelievable system.
You guys,
you're gonna slow.
just hang on, and it's crazy.
Yeah. And believe it or not, we're actually on time this week.
Because we're on
the right day.
None of us are like.
We're not trying to breathe. We were
Freaking
actually
out.
able to be
But
here.
James was still late. Don't you worry. That trend hasn't stopped.
No,
I was
that's true. It's there.
yes, but I was late to being early though, so I was on time, right?
His definition of we had a meeting at 2 and he got here at 2:10. That's late to being
That's
early.
better than normal though.
Let's talk about stuff like announcements.
Yes.
Quick.
I'll
All
let you
right.
take
So
that.
boom. Okay. So I've said it before. I posted about it. You saw me do that really weird video that wasn't the right video I was supposed to post on Facebook. I posted it. I started talking, and I was like, "Oh snap! I messed up my flow. I
It
didn't."
was up for 4 days.
How did none of you guys proof this?
I had gone through the computer, and I thought I was like, "Oh, I tried editing the video," but then I was like, "I'm just gonna not bother editing the video, like to do anything." I thought I uploaded the right one. I was like, "Perfect, I'm done." It wasn't. It was just like I just looked at the camera. I was like, "Oh snap! I messed up my flow. I just stopped the wall." So that was something funny.
It's not on Facebook anymore, and that's what you're looking for.
Don't you worry.
Oh.
So anyways, so I was gonna do. So anyways, what the post was about.
My feeling to this story is just cold.
I done goofed. But what that was originally to appeal to was we have
I'm proud.
keep going. We have that swap meet that we have on June 3rd from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. What you do is you pay $5, you call us up, or you're here, you pay $5, you reserve a spot. All you gotta do is bring a table and you can sell all of your airsoft junk, and it'll be cool. If you're everyone wants to buy junk. Everyone wants to sell us their junk. So this is an opportunity for you to sell your junk.
But not to us. We don't want it.
But not to us. Yeah, we're good. We're sick.
Well, we're all in a good mood today, I see.
So just bring a table set up. If you're 18 or older, you need to be 18 or older or have a parent there if you want to purchase a gun. But gear, you're fine. You're not gonna kill yourself.
Require 18 or older.
Clothes. You're not gonna kill yourself with a dump pouch. And if you do, I mean, I'd be impressed.
It's not a challenge.
No, please don't. And then one more thing is that we're a little over a month out. A month out. Yes, we're a little over a month out. We have hey. But anyways, important things. We have our next op, Fall of the Rising Sun. It's a World War II themed game. Takes place in the Pacific Theater, so there will be the United States versus the Japanese. James, I don't know if you...
That's what I was going to say to you earlier.
What?
It has to be something about the ray gun that Japan was developing during World War II.
Oh, I haven't started really getting too into the details with it, but this game is going to... oh, what's up, David? Just saw you comment. Fries watching.
What's up, Fry?
So,
saw you yesterday.
So this game, it's gonna be hard because of course it needs to be fun since it's our 4th of July event. That's usually a little bit more lighthearted. But at the same time,
And we all know James isn't fun.
yes,
Also,
we all know
true,
this.
facts.
That's a fact. This is scientifically proven. But at the same time, the Japanese, they did some fucked up shit in World War II. Like, they would take women and children prisoners, and there would be 2 fronts of battle. They'd send them out there. And then once they were close enough, the United States could go out and pick them up. They'd put bullets through the women and children to shoot the United States troops. So I'm thinking of doing stuff like that, but at the same time, it's a very thin line. Stay tuned. It'll be good. It'll be good.
Well, like I was saying, one of my favorite things from World War II is the whole ray gun story. Is they were working on an atomic bomb as well as a death ray, a microwave-powered death ray.
True, yeah.
And literally, they ran out of resources, and they went to the Emperor, and they said, should we continue working on they didn't call it a death ray, but like the microwave ray, or should we continue working on the nuclear bomb?
They're like, death ray!
And they thought the death ray had more promise. So they continued working on the death ray and dropped the nuclear bomb. You have to imagine when the first bomb dropped.
They were just like...
Wrong decision.
Oh,
it's like,
shit!
Wait, they did that? They'd just be like,
whose idea was this?
someone would have to off of somebody's head. Who's getting killed today? One-on-one.
Look it up.
This is a great episode already. And how many minutes are we in? Like 5?
Jeez.
But on to today's actual topics. We're going to talk a little bit, or at least I am a little bit about the spring offensive. These guys didn't get to go.
We were the only people in White who didn't get to go, so we were here working the long shifts, keeping our customers happy while those guys sleep.
Isaiah was supposed to fill my blank space, but he didn't show up.
Isaiah.
Isaiah. Why is it Isaiah?
Sorry. I messed up one time. Isaiah.
But yeah, we're going to talk about that until our guest comes on, and then we're going to be talking about this really incredible AR augmented reality system.
Like our jaw was on the floor.
Yeah, I expected like this, and just it was
like out the roof.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't know. Like I post on the Instagram, I posted like the link to the video and a snapshot of it, and it just
doesn't like.
No, I really wish there was some way we could show you what we saw. But if you look up, I mean, it's based around the Microsoft HoloLens system. And if you look up anybody discussing that, they'll tell you how incredible the system is in itself. Well, this is one of the first applications of like a real, it's like a zombie shooter game.
Yeah, it's an augmented reality game. So there are zombies in 3D, since it is over 2 eyes, right in front of you. But
they maneuver around the buildings that are in front of you.
Yeah, in 3D map it.
They go at you, and you have a controller for your gun, and your non-dominant hand, it's your reload hand. You have a. It's crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. When he comes on, you'll get to find out about that.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
So yeah, just a little bit of preview for that. But back to Spring Offensive. So I have to say, to start with, ouch, I hurt, because that game just had everybody, including myself, running hard all weekend long. It was non-stop action, and it was a great time. And a lot of the changes that Cobalt made to kind of refresh it, I mentioned in the last podcast I was worried about them. I'd say everything was for the better. There's honestly very little, if anything, I have to complain about.
It kind of sounds like that all 20 games, or however many games, Autumn Justice and Spring Offensive, were basically 18, like 19. Beta testing for this game set.
Oh my god.
For this rule set.
It was so good.
It sounds like he's really polished it.
So, and one thing I didn't even realize, I didn't think about until today, is that all the previous games have been phases. Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, Phase 4. Right. And Phase 4 was always the mystery phase, and really depended on the first 3 and what the actual mission would be, so on and so forth. Right. He got rid of the phase system. Or at least publicly. There was,
You could kind of tell that there was a shift in...
It was like obviously a shift in what was happening throughout different points of both days. But for the most part, it was, you're kind of given this really difficult objective and it was to build this structure. And with the pieces for that structure were spread throughout the field. Code 4 had pieces, Group 4 had pieces. They were a lot of times on the other side of the field. And you had build sites. And it wasn't just something like, put this bolt in this hole. It was like you had to dig holes to drop these I-beams into.
Oh, that's
the pieces themselves weighed probably over 100 pounds.
You need a few people to move them.
Well, maybe not over 100 pounds, but 60, 70 pounds.
Actually, Fry's used the AR that we use today. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Fry's used the same system. It's at Stronghold. Yeah, very cool.
It's incredible. No, it's fine. Well, what's funny is at one point me, Jake, and Dom, we found one of these pieces, and we were like, cool, we need to get it up, and we were asking for squad support, but CPM2, which was our build site, was getting attacked, and so there were no free squads to give us security to bring this piece up, and Jake went down, and it wasn't Dom, it was Chris that was with us at the time, and I'm like, all right, so I pick up this piece, and I'm like, crap, this thing weighs like a shitload. And Chris is like, you want me to grab the other side? I'm like, we ain't running through the woods with not a single gun up right now.
Nope.
So I'm hustling down the trail, carrying this like 80-pound thing on my shoulder, dying. And I come around a corner, and what's there meets me in the face is the tan Technical, the Humvee with the thing. I just drop it to the ground, get behind cover. I'm like, are you kidding me? But no, like, get us back to the thing. We're gonna just to iterate. We're gonna do a full AAR session next week. Hopefully by then the scores have been released, and hopefully Isaiah can join us next week. He was able to go as well. And we're going to do a much more wholesome one. This is kind of just going over, some of the brief things that happened and what my overall impressions from yesterday. I still need to collect my thoughts from the whole weekend. But you'll notice I'm in no shoes today because my feet are full of blisters. So
I'm pretty sure your camera or your laptop is blocking the foot of the view of your feet. Oh, that's right. Yeah, you have a live view. I only have the my view is like 10 seconds behind, so I'm like, no, I can't see it.
But like I was saying, the pre-registration I think was probably one of the biggest changes.
Yeah.
And it also was
to have to put money down. You never had to do that.
Right.
You just, I'm gonna sign up. Yep, I'm registered.
Well, in correspondence, there was also the higher fee. It cost more to play this. And I think both of those, as much as people might hate to say it, I think it costing more made the game better.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because it gave Cobalt more money to throw at it, which it did, which was good. But it also, and this is the biggest thing in my opinion, people who paid $65 and played just Saturday, they weren't like, oh, I'm tired, I'm not going to play Sunday.
Right.
They were like, shit, no, I paid $65, I'm going to play both days.
Yeah.
So removing the option to play just Sunday really, I think, helped balance the whole game out. I mean, this has been the first game in my memory, the last few years.
Mike, what are you doing? Mike Morgan just commented on Facebook, Chuckles farted. Mike, he's honestly like 30 feet
through several concrete walls.
Yeah, through some concrete walls.
Man
Just come on the podcast and say it.
Right?
Come at me, bro.
But what was I saying? God, oh yeah. So for the first time in my memory in the last few years, is the game started with an even number of Co4 and Group 4 players.
That's very nice.
Usually green is down at least 100 people.
Yeah, they're still showing up like 4 hours after the game started. They're like,
Sunday you'll start to see.
Oh no! Shit. Oh man, you actually did it.
I didn't fart that bad.
There we go. Here's Mike, another one of the owners, if you guys don't know. All right,
love you, Mike. This is like the best episode so far. Oh my god.
But yeah,
we have a ton of people
even
watching.
Even on Sunday, you'll get like, oh yeah, I'm only going on Sunday. It's like
it's 3 hours on Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I'm going on Sunday. It's like you're missing the thing, the whole event.
We call it a drive-by.
But what did I say? So yeah,
what have we been talking about?
I don't know. The overall quality of the Group 4 players was also much better. Really, a lot of the people that played there were more experienced.
I heard APOC did a fantastic job.
APOC did great, and so did Henry, Devil Dog. They both did a fantastic job of really organizing everything, getting stuff done. Wholesomely impressed. APOC always had a direction for someone to go, and it was right where they needed to go. Every time Tan did encroach towards our side of the field, they were pushed back within a couple minutes. Like for example, there was one time we were down by Tegan. We got swept by like 3 Tan squads, and I'm like, they're gonna move right up to keep. And I went back to spawn, walked out of spawn. They're like, oh yeah, no, we took Tegan back already. And I was like, wow, when has green been this good?
Yeah, well, I think along the lines of like having that, the higher, it costs more to play, and then paying more to play, you're gonna want people.
It's gonna attract people that are like,
I'm serious about this. Like
Absolutely.
that's what you run into. Like at MSATO events, you got to shell out 100, 140, 150 bucks for these
And
things.
that's why all we hear all day is R2Bs going boom, boom,
Yeah,
boom.
exactly. But it's people that are there to play. They're like, I spent a lot of money on this. I want to get everything I can out of this.
And not sit in CP for
And not sit
7
there
out of
forever.
the 8 hours of gaming.
Yeah, just be like, oh, well, we're sitting here. We showed up. We're in
Right?
kit.
I
Well,
can say I
like,
played.
so that's really that's a big deal, I think. Like, definitely. So I feel like hiking the price up and then making it mandatory to like pay, that forces people to want to be there. Like, even if it's like just $25, people are like, I already paid for it, so I might as well just go, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
they are still gonna
It's
go,
a whole different mentality.
which is nice. That
Well,
changes
actually,
the game.
probably the eye opener for me that Green was just a whole different team is year after year I've seen Green try and take town, and it's always it's a nightmare.
It is,
yeah.
They don't push through. Well, there was one point, and usually it's like the whole Green team trying to take
It
town.
has to be all of Green to do that.
And that's the only time we get
I
out.
remember
Well, it was like, what was it? It was like halfway through day one. I can't remember exactly when it happened. There was like 2 green squads and 2 recon units. And we swept right through town with that when it had several tan squads in it, and just swept right through town. When we got to the end of town, I'm like, since when does Green is able to do this?
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah, that
nice
never.
change
I
of
mean,
feeling.
whenever I ranked Green, we never were able to do it. It's like everyone goes to the town. All right, we're all dead. Let's go back. We're going back into the town.
It was
It's like town, and that's it.
It was just, I couldn't believe it was the same team. In
Yeah.
all seriousness, it
That's
was
crazy.
just a whole different feeling, and it was. And I've talked to a lot of TAM players, and I was a little sad to hear that some TAM players left towards
Yeah.
the last couple hours of the day on Sunday. But talking to a lot of the guys on TAM that played, they all had an amazing time.
Yeah,
as well.
they still had. Yeah, like I know my guys. They had a thoroughly decent time. A lot of it was just sitting on stuff, but they
Still.
said they had some good times. Good
well,
stuff.
and again, this is coming back to some of the changes with Cobalt mode. Having those the ceasefire at the beginning of the game in parts of the field and places in which you couldn't go, like you couldn't pass a certain line
Right.
without breaching the peacetime. It really allowed players to maneuver around the field.
Yeah, they, like-
What's
for
up,
the
Cozy?
first half of the day, no problem. And I think that what would really demoralize Green a lot of time is you get spawn trapped
Yeah,
for like 30 minutes, which sucks as it is, but then when you're spawn trapped, you're like, oh, F this, I don't even want to try anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
You get to the
so
point where
you're
just-
demoralized and less likely to get out of the spawn
Oh,
trap.
I
and be able to take
sneezed and
positions.
people said bless you on the chat. That's so cute.
I don't want to.
People actually are nice to me. Just stop it. I'm not used to this.
But no, and again, it really just it let squads really maneuver the field
Yeah.
much more effectively and much more often, which I think really helped keep the moral high
Yeah.
and really keep the energy high. Only once did I come back to CP and I was like, oh, there's a lot of green guys in here. Otherwise, I'd go back to CP and it'd be APOC and Henry sitting under the tent and trying to
that's it.
figure out how to organize people,
Damn.
and no one else was there. And I was like, again, I was just like, this is so different.
That's different
It was
than
just
like
a whole new refresh. It was like playing a whole new series.
that's
I love
crazy.
it.
That's crazy.
That is,
It
yeah.
is.
It's
You
like
guys
a
gotta
nice
come to Auto
refresh.
Justice. 'cause
I'm already gonna.
Did you talk to Patrick about any of this? Kurtap, our previous leader, how did he feel? I mean, I'm sure he was, of course,
he thought
glad.
APOC did great as it
Yeah.
was, and I was chatting with him throughout the day.
He wasn't like, wow, I'm not saying he was poor at what he did. He did a poor job, but I mean, compared to the difference, and definitely the difference in leadership sounds like it made quite the difference.
I think Pat is very, very happy to not be leading
Yeah.
organized chaos anymore.
I think-
Herding cattle. That's what he called it. if I
That's pretty much
remember
what it
correctly.
was.
Yeah, herding cattle or something like that.
I think he's glad.
no,
to-
herding cats, I think is what he
Oh,
said
you're
it
right.
was.
Yeah. He was commanding vehicle element, attack.
Oh, so he must have been just like, all right,
He
sweet.
had this saw. They had it was actually sweet. At night, they put IR headlights in their vehicle.
I saw a post in the Group group, and he's like, guys, we all have nods.
Yeah.
It's gonna be crazy.
And they had IR headlights, and they just we were watching. They drove past us at one point, and they rolled up to Tegan and just lit up Tegan with IR and blasted all the KO4 elements in it. And we were like
Crazy.
100 feet behind
Yo,
them.
Patrick, if you're watching and you need another spot for the nighttime Death Wagon, your boys got Gen 3s, let me at it. That sounds like fun. That sounds like a lot of fun.
That reminds me, I didn't even tell you this one yet. One of my highlights of the night, and I don't even know how this happened, is there was the 3 recon elements, and at night you're kind of moving together, just looking for fuck shit up, basically.
Yeah.
And make sure stuff was captured and so on and so forth. And we ran into a whole Coforce squad. So, about even numbers, 9 of us, 10 or 12 of them. And they all had nods and they had a saw. And we're like, all right.
Game over, GG.
Like,
where's my dead Greg?
We're like, because only one of us, only Dom, had nods on him. We wiped the squad. I don't know how it happened.
that is why people who are afraid of night vision users, that's why you're wrong. It's because
we employ the light tactics, as I mentioned in previous ones. I moved left of the squad, hit them with a light to light up their positions. The guys I was running with would tag a few people out. And it was funny is I felt bad, but it worked out. Is the way I was able to get the last guy, who was the saw gunner. The last guy was the saw gunner. Is he hit me, and I was red ragged, my light on, and it seemed like he was aiming towards some of the other guys, and it was one of my recon buddies next to me, which I have to call Odin Spear. We've run with them the last few years, and they're just a really great guys to run with, really aggressive and very good players. But anyway, he's right next to me, and I'm like, all right, medic yes. So I sit there, and he puts the armband on me, and I turn off my light. And I kneel back down below cover. I'm literally saying to him, watch out, there's a saw right there. Just as I say that, I hear, and it blasts in. I'm like, damn it. But from that, I got the sound of where the saw was. So I was like, all right. And I stuck my head out for a second and going back in. He blasted again. He had nods, so he knew exactly where I was. And I was like, all right.
TK32, do your thing.
No, I didn't even turn on my light. I was like, all right, I think he's like there. I had no sighting of it all, and I just went and got back in. I hear hit. I'm like, no way.
God, jeez. All you have to do is just turn on that TK32, and even with auto-gated nods, you're gonna make someone turn their head.
Yeah.
And at that point, you can just pop.
Yeah, no,
just right there.
Probably could have done that. But
yeah.
I didn't know he was the last guy up, so I was afraid I was gonna aim at him and somebody else was just gonna blast me. It worked out though, but like I said, thanks again to APOC, to Cobalt, to everybody who ran tan and green, Boomer running tan. It was a great fight all weekend, and I haven't heard a single complaint about it so far.
Well, you can hear a complaint from me. Why wasn't I there?
Because you don't ask for days off.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I met Kyle from Odin Sphere. He came in on Wednesday.
Yeah, he told me, he's like, oh, I was about Extreme the other day. I was like, dude, I live 2 minutes down the road.
Yeah, he came down and he was just hanging out in the store. Me and Isaiah just talked to him for like an hour or something, but he was cool. I liked him. He was funny.
That's good. Well, it's funny. It's always, he's like 6'2". Like,
yeah, he's huge.
It's always me and him in the front, and I'm like, why are the 2 tallest guys always in the front of
I saw the photo that you posted, and he's down with like a scar happy. I'm like, he's still tall. That's not changing anything.
Oh man, yeah. Actually, let's see if I can pull up a picture from this event real quick to give you guys an idea. Yeah, like I said, I am still just broken and exhausted from this event because I don't think I've been this tired from an Airsoft game to start with, but I don't think I've run this hard at an Airsoft game. Like, it was just, like I said, the motivation was just high the whole event.
Yeah, see, he's just...
So, to our viewers that are watching, these are the group of guys I ran with. So you got Jake Blyer and me and Chris. So we were Reaper 4, and then these guys were the other Reaper units, and they're Odin Spear. Just like I said, great freaking day or weekend, I suppose.
Yeah.
I made the change of staying in a hotel this time.
Nah, man, it's fun to camp out with all your bros,
dude. It's also fun waking up and going, I slept.
Wow! Can't go back. Can't we? I don't know.
An actual bed.
I don't know.
Not the whole
play
hard
game
ground in
a
a
weekend
sleeping
of
bag.
Airsoft, like, yes, sir, you can tell me. Why are you making it harder than it has to be? But that's kind of fun.
See, I will admit the one benefit of camping out there is you wake up and you're like, I have no choice other than to play because they'll see me leaving.
Yeah.
When you wake up on Sunday,
What a terrible mindset.
when you wake up on Sunday in a hotel, you're like, I could go home right now.
You're like, I could go home and it'd be fine.
Because I'm fucking tired.
That makes me want to get a.
Don't worry, Matt. I am putting in that day off, like probably like whenever I can, because I have another game.
I told him to do it today.
Yeah, literally afterwards. If Danielle's still here, I'm gonna go down, and there's one other game that I'm going to before that. And one game that Jeez, the owners are just trolling the fuck out of us today.
Right?
But there's going to be one more game. I think it's June 24th or whatever that Saturday is at UBG. Operation, what is that? Operation Blackout 2.
Oh, the night vision.
Yeah, so that's the night vision game. Yeah, that's basically what it is going to be. So that's June 24th. If you guys are looking to play with me, you guys can stop by. What? Yeah. But I'm absolutely whenever the chance to request off that date. Actually, Danielle, since she's right there, June 24th.
Are you gonna ask me for a day off?
Yeah.
It's too late for June requests.
What? You didn't make a post.
I'm telling you, users, he doesn't ask for days off.
But you usually use your.
I asked for all my days off.
What? But you
I put
should
him
make
in
a
a
post.
month and a half ago.
I was anticipating a post. Oh no! So I guess if you don't want to send me a game, you can go to this game.
I'll think about it.
Oh, she'll think about it. Okay.
I'll be gone.
All right, that's we'll leave it at that one.
Oh god.
But yeah, that's probably the next game that I'm going to be playing. But yeah.
That dude,
there's a lot of
Kyle
good
makes
games.
me want to get an SSR, like a Scar Heavy
Oh,
SSR.
they're beautiful.
That thing looks like, the camo on it looks pretty.
And you get that HPA setup too,
Yeah.
which is nice.
It looks super nice.
Yeah, it's a good time. But it looks like our
This is the good
guest
part of the
is
show.
here. We're going to talk about the amazing
Not the
system
squad.
that we were playing with prior to coming here.
Alright, so.
Let me adjust the camera slightly. But but if you can introduce yourself.
All right.
Yeah,
Good.
If you guys are watching, make sure that you invite your friends, because this is the part of the
this
show
is
that you're going to
cool
want
as
to watch.
Awesome. So I'm Mark. I'm the founder of Total Respawn, and we create real-life first-person shooter games using mixed reality.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the system to start with, and we'll pull up some videos afterwards.
Yeah, definitely. So we use the Microsoft HoloLens. It's a mixed reality or augmented reality headset. And we combine that with the 6th Sense STEM tracking system. So that's a 3D positional tracking device.
Okay.
So when you're wearing the headset, you've got it hooked up with the STEM system, and you're holding a controller. But when you're wearing the headset, it looks like a gun.
Right.
So what we're doing is we're tracking the player's hands, and it's very intuitive. It works almost like it's a real life first-person shooter game. You've got a gun. You've got virtual ammunition and stuff that looks like it's in the real world. You can grab ammunition, load it into the gun. And for our first game, it's a zombie survival mode game. It's called AR Zombies, or ARZ for short. We spawn a bunch of virtual zombies in the real world environment, and you gun down wave after wave of them. Try to survive for as long as possible.
It's and personally, I found it, like I said, way beyond my expectations. It's especially the whole mapping of the area around you, and you see zombies walking out from behind buildings.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It's real cool. Actually, and pull up a little video of Dan here. Because
Did you find the part where I zoomed in? I'm like, there's the ammo.
Well, Dan by far had the funniest of reactions to us. Let me just find the video.
Yeah, it was intense. I got really into it. By the end, I was a little sweaty. I was like,
Make sure that you mute all the proper channels.
Yeah, no. And so let us know in the comments if I have the audio wrong, because as past viewers might know, I've messed it up a couple times. But let me just get everything set up on this end. So this is Dan checking it out, and it's like I said, you can tell from his reaction, it's pretty great. We don't have audio on our end, so I can't tell you exactly what's going, but you guys should be able to hear this. If you end up hearing echoes, like I said, just throw it in the comments and we'll try and fix it.
yeah.
Right
now, it's just
right now you can see it looks like there's literally nothing in front of them, But he just grabbed ammo out of an ammo box that when he looks down, it's just there. In his hand, there is, I believe he's carrying the M9 at this point, or 9mm pistol. And there's, you said the spawn points for the zombies behind those bar and to the left, correct?
Yeah, we've got them inside all of those doors and then behind the buildings as well.
Right, so in a moment when he starts out the active game, here he's actually looking at a gun rack. And what are the different guns again?
We've got, for the time being, it's all single-hand weapons, so we've got a 9mm pistol, Magnum revolver.
Audio is really low on that.
And then I got a.
Yeah, unfortunately I can't fix that part, but...
sawed-off shotgun.
Do we have? No, in this game, our headshot's the only thing.
So he's kind of giving me a run. So I'm right now. I just got strapped up, so I'm figuring out the system. Like trying to figure out. So he's giving me a run. He has the like the wall of guns is where I keep looking. So it has all the different guns. So like it has a shotgun, it has the Uzi, it has all the ammo, ammunition.
Of course, it's funnier because it's
so I have
banned.
it. So to select it, I have to use the pistol hand to like grab it. So then I have that gun. I shoot it, and then when I need to reload, I use the left hand to grab it. And
that's when I start off.
It's
It's
crazy.
Yeah.
So I think we're still going over it.
Yeah, I think this is still the pre-game.
Survivor ready.
What was I gonna say? You also said you had some future plans for multiplayer and things like that. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, with right now it's a single-player game.
A little bit.
And we've
Like,
been
what do you mean?
running
Like, were you just
a pilot
making
up
fun
in
of me?
Massachusetts for the time being. But ultimately
Oh!
we're going to expand it out into a
Sorry, I
multiplayer
kind of get like.
Don't forget to leave your
same
targets.
basic concept.
Oh, you're coming!
It's
You're coming!
almost like
When you eat!
if you guys ever played Call of Duty Zombies,
Right.
the Derice map, there's a spot that my friends might call the Alamo, up in the catwalk.
Where's my ammo?
Similar concept is that it's almost like the Alamo last stand. It's survival mode.
I was wondering, where's the. I thought I had 9 mil forever.
Weapons and ammo, and we have boxes.
Yeah, but the ammo box is right there. Right
I don't
there.
see it.
Neither can the camera.
I can believe it. That's really
Right. And eventually, single player game for the time being, you'll have more people.
So lost.
Anything from that?
No, actually, that was
This is
one of the
gonna be the
questions
best
was,
video for the
what are
podcast.
future plans for the system?
Yeah, a lot of cool things.
This is the only thing on the podcast.
So we're seeing, this is,
Do we have ammo for the 9 mil yet?
It's right in front of you. It should be.
No, there's no
as
box.
things go, we're
There's
gonna
no
have,
box? Oh,
a lot of
man.
other cool things coming out there. Updates we're gonna have probably around Halloween time is
Come at me.
something we call
Come on!
a company called Striker VR creates a
Come on, get the camera!
This
Trust me,
This is
it's
really
on.
badass because it's gonna connect with the same tracking devices that we're using, what he's holding in that video. And
Yeah, I couldn't find the
that
box of 9 mil
it has an
ammo.
electromagnetic motor in it that can recreate the recoil of any gun. So if you were using an M4 in the game, we can recreate the exact recoil of an M4 when you're using it.
Right. That's just so cool. Right. That's definitely gonna add this awesome element. So, and like I said, I will say from personal experiences, we see a lot of these things and we've seen VR stuff
very
in the past.
obnoxious.
It's always huge, really gimmicky. This honestly is just it's until you experience it yourself, and that's the worst part. I can't even describe to our viewers how good of a interface the whole
Can't
thing
stop the
is.
shots.
And it's awesome it's based
Hashtag
off
Chuck
of
Wagon.
It's such a good platform to work off of.
Yeah, for sure. I think
Yeah.
that's the only AR headset right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and so actually, do you want to explain to some of the viewers, because they're asking why can't we watch a video of what he's seeing on the live stream?
We could. We didn't record it. So that's why we could do something like that if
For the Uzi?
Oh, I have more. We have
That's when I lost. When I ran out of ammo for the Uzi.
Last time I checked, I had one
in a little while, but if you go there, you'd be able to see a quick compilation video one of the earlier beta versions.
I didn't lie to you.
It was quiet.
Yeah, well, someone said audio was a little low, so I guess I don't. They didn't specify that.
Sigh. But either way, the what was I gonna say? Something about the. Goddamn.
The video, the beta video,
the rifle
other
or-
video.
Oh yeah. Is
The video doesn't do it like any justice.
No,
Is even
the video's really dumb when you're.
I was gonna say, even if you're to watch a recording of what we were seeing, is without the 3D depth perception that it offers you.
Yeah.
It, like as you described, someone else said, it looks like you're just playing a low resolution video game. It's when you're actually using it, it's just a whole other experience.
Exactly.
Why do they all run that
The
way?
video, you just can't replicate on a 2D screen the experience of seeing virtual zombies in the real world. They look like they're there, they sound like
You look
they're
like
there.
RoboCop.
It's got 3D audio, so you're hearing them as they move to your left, you're hearing them across.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just have that full immersion experience with a headset that just dials it all in.
Yeah.
And
it's,
that was the funniest thing. Is actually
Incredible.
that's
So
also
much
video
fun.
games real
You
quick.
gotta shoot stuff.
It's incredible how immersive the system is. Is at some point in I love fucking Windows.
enjoying this message?
Where is my mouse?
It's on.
There we go.
There it is.
It's not Windows if it doesn't ask your opinion about everything. Where is it?
He was the first one up, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that was the first one to try it.
So at one point we're sitting here trying to ask James his opinion of it, and it's
I don't even remember the mask.
but it's so immersive that you honestly like don't hear and also don't even notice things outside of you because it's just this really cool immersive system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Lenny was, like when Lenny, one of the owners, was doing, he was looking to the side, and we couldn't tell if he was looking at us. He was just staring.
Oh,
He
yeah,
was
the
looking at the
gun rack.
gun rack.
It was-
But we were all just standing there. We couldn't tell what it was. Like, it was crazy.
Is he mad at us?
Yeah, exactly.
He's in his own.
Like, what are we doing?
But you get like the gunshot noise.
I'm actually really impressed with this.
And you said it was 3D surround sound on that, right?
Yeah, it's got 3D audio. You can hear
A lot more than I did expect.
zombies
He's
go
going
below
back to
you or
the
above
World
you.
of War days where he's
You
just
hear
like,
them
ah, it's
wherever
just,
they were.
ah.
Which, yeah, that really actually it sounds like a small detail, but it actually really does round up the
Oh,
experience.
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just one more level of depth. For
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Getting that, which was super awesome.
And if anyone doesn't know what a Microsoft HoloLens is, I don't know actually, you probably know better than I. If you want to
But
give a
to
description.
explain that, so it's a mixed reality or augmented reality headset. The terms are used kind of interchangeably, but we'll call it mixed
hear all
reality.
the noises.
for
I don't know if you can hear it on
because
this camera,
That's
but-
just easy. It's when what that headset does is mixes virtual reality in with the real world. So it's real world and virtual reality. And the way it works is, on the front of it, it has an array of sensors, and these are based off the Microsoft Kinect. Infrared sensors. What those are doing is scanning the entire real world environment around you. And it's
Next
creating
level
a
zombie
visual map
operator.
of that. So then what it's doing with that is you use the real world visual map that it's scanning as your game level. So it knows where everything in the environment is. That's how it knows how to place all the virtual objects so that they look believably like they're in the real world with you. If they walk behind a wall, they obviously disappear. You can't see through walls, or, and so forth.
That's cool.
Yeah, that was one of the things. Is one of the spawn points for the zombies was behind those. But through the windows, you could actually
Like, see them
see
coming.
part of the figure, which
Yeah.
was something like, oh, I know they're.
Right.
And again, in case anyone doesn't know, the difference between like virtual reality and mixed or augmented reality is that, and something we can't obviously show with just a film of someone sitting here with it, this isn't just a headset you put over, it's a whole world in front of you that's completely different. Is as you look around, like Dana said, you see moats, you see these buildings, you see the barrel. You're looking through a pair of regular
No,
glasses.
that's not a magazine.
And then
Oh,
the
man,
system itself projects
It's
on
sucked
that
up.
same
It's sucked
thing
up.
you're seeing, the zombies, the gun rack, and the ammo, and the gun. That's all augment. It adds to what you're normally seeing with even more stuff, and that's the whole gaming system behind it.
Exactly.
Something that not necessarily the clearest to.
It's
somebody
tough
who's not following
to
it.
fathom if you haven't heard of it before. It sounds almost like science fiction.
It really does, yeah.
I mean, you should have seen Danielle.
Danielle, when he was just trying to set up, when he was just setting up the setting everything up, like just doing this all the screen and setting everything up and scanning everything. She was just laughing because I mean, it's like you're just like, I guess that's just something not everyone can like fathom. Like, wait, is that what is he doing? Oh wait, he's actually doing menus. It's like, dang.
There's no mouse or keyboard. So
right.
the way you interact with it is either by voice commands or hand gestures. There's what I was doing is there's a mouse tap, called air tap. That's the same as a mouse click. And a couple other ones can do this. That's the equivalent of hitting the home screen on your phone. The sensors are just picking up on your hands and seeing what they're doing. Program new ones. Yeah.
It's so cool. But he was walking around and we could see, like we could see on the screen everything that he was seeing when he was like scanning the environment. You could see it scanning. That was neat too.
Yeah, that's a cool way to introduce people to it.
Yeah, seriously,
just watch the map the environment with the mesh.
That's awesome.
Now, and what was I gonna say? You said this could be done like 1,000, 2,000 square foot area, and that's the cool thing. It can really be done. It doesn't need to be a place that looks exactly like this. It can be done, as you mentioned, with the mapping, really anywhere. You can do it in the living room if you wanted to, but and it makes it cool because you don't need to have this like constantly this exact architecture or anything like that.
You don't need to set it up a certain way. It's just scan it and that's how it is.
As you mentioned, you
They make kids sign a waiver for this so they don't like hurt.
So they don't like that. And they can set where the zombie's going to spawn, where the gun rack is, where the ammo is, and make it all work. And it's pretty cool. I was amazed by how quick it all went together and all that kind of stuff. It's just jaw dropping, really. Any comments or questions from chat?
None right now. One person said that he went to the Museum of Science today, and they have 180-degree theater. It's a little bit different than what we're talking about, but I guess relevant. Yeah.
Is there anything further you want to add about this whole system? I know we're only hitting the surface here. There's so much to talk about.
There is a lot to talk about. I'll field whatever questions you guys have.
It's an experience.
So I'm sure there's someone who's sitting at home wondering, okay, I see them with this crazy ass headset. Never heard of it before. It looks like something out of the year 2050. How much is it going to cost? Let's say, for
it's in our lifetime
like a home appliance. So not obviously like from a business standpoint, but like if someone wanted to buy something like this, how much would it cost?
The HoloLens?
Yes.
You can buy one right now. It's $3,000.
Okay.
It's a beta basically right now.
Yeah. It's a developer kit. Anyone can purchase it, I believe. I don't think you have to apply anymore. I think you can just purchase it. Or otherwise, you might have to purchase a commercial version of it, which is $5,000. Features and some extra stuff that comes with it.
I can see that like a defense business.
But
learn how to defend your own house.
And what can you do with it? What more can you do with the HoloLens? It's like...
Well, you can do anything with it. It is a fully contained computer.
well, and that's the cool thing is the HoloLens version. It's not like
It's on video.
It's
on video.
It's on
video.
The whole computer.
So it's extreme
with its own built-in display. That's projecting stuff into the real world. Obviously, the sensors and, that go along with it that are necessary in order to have that experience.
Right.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's a full Windows 10 PC.
Exactly. And which is incredible in itself. And there's probably not many viewers that have seen like the whole Vive or Oculus that have this whole tether with wires, and then you need to have a $1,500 gaming computer to run it.
Right.
Is, as you mentioned, this is a whole self-contained system, which makes it so cool and
Would you say
what
the
makes
command
it
is
work so
to
much better for this game, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely
Total
it's
respawn
completely
admin,
something
yes.
else when you're using
Total
the real
admin,
world
I
as
think,
your gaming. with VR. It's almost just like having TVs everywhere, but they're right, in front of your eyes.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's super cool. Don't get me wrong, but it's just it's something completely different. The
It's
feeling
totally
of presence
different.
you get with something like the HoloLens.
Exactly. I mean, I expressed my opinion to you earlier that I really think AR is augmented reality is much more the future of where this technology is going to go over VR.
Right. Yeah. It is. It's going to be a much bigger market.
Yeah. And you mentioned, you were talking to us earlier about how you think this will appeal to the airsofting crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that, like how you see how kind of, to obviously most of our viewers are airsofters, and how you kind of think it appeals to them.
Yeah. Well, this the entire company started for me because I wanted to kind of create certain technological things that could be incorporated into airsoft, and sort of evolved into what we are now as an augmented reality company. But to start off, we're doing the zombies game and sort of doing the almost like a real life version of Call of Duty, sort of like an arcade version of this. We do it for airsoft and paintball arenas, but ultimately what we'd be able to do is incorporate that technology into a player versus player format.
Drugs.
Almost like a real life Call of Duty.
Right. And that's really the cool thing.
I just said that thought like.
Yeah, that's really the reason for being virtual reality, is to ultimately get to that point where we're creating almost like the next generation of airsoft, a realistic military simulation.
Looking forward to that.
Augmented reality, where anything you can do in the video games, you'll be able to recreate in AR.
Yeah,
And
pretty incredible.
that's a really broad topic. And again, I'm happy to field any questions you guys have on that as well.
Yeah, you mentioned.
Showed you a little bit, just kind of a
Yeah,
basic
of course,
overview,
of course.
but it's a really broad topic.
Yeah, you mentioned how you have
That's
like
fascinating.
scoring and player cards almost, keep track of how you're doing. And, yeah, like you said, it's like the next generation of airsoft, next generation of arcades. It's going to be a whole different experience.
That's what I think almost is that like airsoft places would ultimately wind up being with something like the augmented reality version of it being like the main event.
Right, exactly. Because we're already 50% there. We already have the field and everything. We would just need the system, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's all kinds of awesome stuff that you can do, like the zombies game. You could do whatever, aliens, robots, the AI enemies that shoot back, like all kinds of different stuff that you'd be able to do with that. And tons of cool virtual that would make sense more as arcade games rather than in-home experiences.
Of course.
But yeah, the main event I think is going to wind up being, we're calling it AR Combat for the time being, as sort of a working title. But yeah, like a player versus player, team-based.
So earlier you had mentioned about wearing a vest that would actually kind of like, that would shock you or something like that. Do you actually want to talk about that real quick? Like, because you said there's everything from being able to shoot other people, and then how would they feel when they get shot? Like, what would the experience of being shot in this reality be?
Yeah, so that gets into the category of haptics. And haptics relates to the sensation of feeling. That would be, like you were saying, the feeling of getting shot. There are, and we don't know who, we haven't purchased anything yet. There's a lot of companies doing it, and all this stuff. Literally, every technology that gets involved into this
It's a part
is
of the
still
future
in its
for sure.
infancy. So we don't have a ton of information, or we don't know who the winners are going to be just yet. But
It's always interesting.
a lot of cool. There's a lot of companies doing some really cool things, but you can think of it as just probably in the simplest form as let's say a wristband or something else. You could have a chest rig as well. But just something like a pad that would wrap around your arm or your chest or your leg or whatever, and it's a electromagnetic pulse that communicates with your nervous system. With that, you can simulate everything from a gentle caress to a bullet.
Gentle caress. I'm sure a lot of our viewers are like, I wonder what else I can do.
As soon as
We'll
you said
finally
that,
find love.
or maybe it's just you, James.
Let's not
Jesse
give them
isn't
too many ideas.
Jesse isn't watching. Sorry, I've left you for someone else.
There are better uses
They're coming up with their own product idea.
for this. There are better uses for this system. There's
bigger markets that you could reach.
Progressive boys.
If shooting zombies wasn't enough for you, here we something else you can shoot.
Oh my god. Alright.
No,
There's the line.
Okay.
At least we found it, right?
But,
So it worries me about that the game coming up. Is you like to say, oh, there's the line, I'm going over there.
Yeah, but yeah, but just in general, with the haptics, you'd be able to simulate anything. You can make it feel like you got shot. That's half of it, and the other half would be the guns themselves. In this next
That's
generation,
what I'm really excited about.
in the next generation, we're not going to be shooting airsoft BBs. So this is going to be governed by tracking where each player on the spatial map is and where the guns are pointing. With that, you'd be able to, with 100% accuracy, tell when players are shot. And no more honor system. You don't have to worry about any of the issues that go along with that. But the guns themselves will have an electromagnetic motor in them that can simulate the recoil of any gun. You have a base with the recoil motor and the tracking, and over that what you'd be able to do is to screw over whatever gun you wanted, a shell of it. So if you wanted an M4, you'd be able to screw an M4 shell over the base that has the recoil motor and the tracking. You could switch that up to whatever gun you wanted.
I don't know if I made it past wave one.
did not make it past wave one.
The thing is, I felt like I was doing good. Like, I'm doing well right now.
Yeah.
Also worth mentioning the fact that because this is wireless, you did mention you used to just have it tethered for power reasons, but it does have a battery. It can be truly wireless.
Yeah.
It really affords you the ability to walk around in about an 8-foot radius currently, right? That is
Tracking is at an 8-foot radius.
Yes, but you said in the future that can expand. That should be able to expand.
Yeah, eventually that will be out at warehouse scale.
Okay.
And that's one of those things that probably a year or two away.
Of course.
We don't know exactly, but that's what would be one of the enabling factors of starting to be able to build the prototypes of the AR combat aspect of it.
A true person-on-person combat type system.
It's not that far away.
Right. And even now, like we can walk around in this 8-foot radius and really get a whole 360 environment if you wanted to. It's pretty incredible. And again, I can't stress enough to use it. It's until you try it yourself, it's hard to compare. What's up, Danielle?
You had a lot of time for something.
It's all good stuff. Don't worry. We made fun of James, though.
Total admin
Danielle is
respawn
American
and game
podcast
things,
guy
right?
popped into our right over here. She's just
107
one finger on the
headshots?
screen.
What is it? Total respawn admin.
So then it can each of those what is it? 6 cents. This is
6 cents is the company.
So that's a company that makes that.
Yep.
And each one of the
Do you ever get someone who isn't impressed?
right next to the laptop. That's the unit. So
Just like,
there's the
yeah, that was what I was expecting.
there's one that goes on your left wrist, and then the other one, and then what is it? This reads, you said electromagnetic. It uses electromagnetic fields. Or
Exactly, yeah. So that there's a base station, there is a pack that we strap to the left wrist if you're a righty, and then a controller that you'd hold in your right hand if you were a right-handed shooter. The base emits an electromagnetic field and communicates with those controllers, so it can tell with 6 degrees of freedom exactly where those things are in the environment. So if you're turning it like this, whichever way, it can tell whichever way. So that's as accurate as it gets, as opposed to like the Vive controllers, where the Oculus Touch is only 3 degrees of freedom.
Right.
Which, it works pretty well for what it's doing. But
It's not perfect,
when you're using a gun and things like headshots are important in zombies games.
Aiming with the VR sense like the Vive is always weird.
Yeah, aiming's huge.
Yeah, the 6 Sense. I mean, it's absolute 1-to-1 tracking though. So
awesome.
it's
Yeah, and you're actually able to look down your sights as well, which is
Yeah,
cool.
you actually
like
can
left,
aim.
right, everything is.
Yep.
Like, you know, for when I did my run, there was a good amount of it. I mean, I had one eye down, literally looking down the sight of this gun, and it makes a difference. It's crazy.
It really does.
It's pretty accurate.
Yeah, that really was.
It's dead on. Yeah.
So each one of those can support like 2 players essentially, and then you could say, how many players could you have? Like, you wanted to, where you kind of like shoot? Are you shooting for? I mean, what you're shooting for is obviously a lot more. But at this point, you had pegged what? 8. Sorry, I thought I tried to make a question, and it didn't come out good. So you said what? Something like 8 players is what you're kind of.
We're starting with a 2-player experience for Halloween time this coming year, in 2017, and then ultimately, yeah, I think 8 players is about what we'd have for a group size. That can you know, again, over time, theoretically, it can expand to infinity, but we'd be looking at 8 players moving into that number next year at some point, probably.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very awesome.
Yeah.
Anything more from chat or anything like that?
Nothing really. One person asked what happens if you shoot your own hand, but I don't really think anyone.
I don't know.
Nothing. We did consider acquitting.
I've seen a couple games of that. I did see a couple games
Wait,
of that, actually.
a couple games of what?
Wait, how you
There's-
quit?
the way
by
you quit
shooting
is
yourself.
you shoot yourself.
Wait, really?
Yeah, there's a couple VR games like that.
It's a little dark. We decided to not add it in.
I feel like that's a weird way to.
I would vote to.
That's a
that
really
one.
weird. I don't know.
Of course you
For a
would.
zombie survival game, I think it's pretty appropriate.
That
I'm sure you've played
that would
DayZ
make
before,
sense.
right?
I haven't played DayZ. My buddy loves it. Tells me all
Oh.
about it. I've seen some videos of it. It looks funny.
Yeah, there is an option. Like let's say you're bleeding out, and you can. I think it's like F11 or something like that, and you put a gun to your head, and it's actually funny because your character will start to breathe heavy, like. Then you can pull the trigger. Yeah.
That's funny.
Oh, hey, you know what? I mean, you gotta get those details right in zombie apocalypse themed things. You know?
Yeah, that's true. That helps.
Jeez, I'm thinking.
How else are you gonna end the game?
I'm thinking the Humans vs Zombie kids over at URI are probably watching this like, oh my god.
Yeah, right.
At URI, right
Yeah.
down the road,
Yep.
there's a couple of kids, actually a pretty large amount of group of kids who play Human vs Zombies, which is they use Nerf guns.
Yep.
And have
Yep.
them, you can see them all the time. They're always running around campus. They have their armbands on. And how crazy would that be? Just see kids run with their Microsoft headsets on. Like that.
Yep. There's some cool things we could do with it. That's we'll see if everyone can just drop
Yeah.
$3,000.
$3,000.
We'll make it happen for them.
Do you see the technology, like the price of for personal use? Do you see that coming down?
Yeah,
To like a more
I mean,
affordable?
think about how
Yeah.
powerful computers are nowadays. For you can build like a gaming PC for $1,000 now.
That probably would have
That
been
same PC
40,000.
4 years ago would have cost you 10.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the trend of how things go in
Right,
general.
exactly.
Anything that's information technology is going to follow Moore's law. It's going to get twice as powerful and about half as expensive
Yeah.
within a 12 to 18-month period. Not everything in that headset would be. There's like the displays. And
The display is
physical
going to be
things
the
in it.
most expensive.
But
Continually
Yeah.
expensive at least.
Yeah, definitely. And then, it's I think in general, what I would guess that most of these headset technology companies are shooting for, it's probably about the $1,000 mark for consumers. That tends to be
that's
For something like that.
That's what people
I-
pay for VR systems.
Tends to
They
be
pay
what-
more than that.
Right.
So
Yeah, tends to be the number that people are shooting for. So
So what do
I don't
you-
know how long that'll be.
What do you think will be more cool? Because recently I saw this GIF of this guy who it was at some game convention where he was basically hooked up to this. He had a VR headset on. He had a rifle in his hand,
Yep.
and it was there was kind of like a concave surface that he was on, and he's able to run, squat, crouch, and stuff like that. Now, do you think that that you're probably able to compete with a game like that, where at that point like you can physically control yourself and you're running around in a virtual reality environment, as opposed to in actual reality?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think that they would be able to compete with anything like mixed reality. I don't
no,
think
I agree
there's
with you completely on
there's
that.
not going to be a substitution for the real world. You will always be able to recognize that
absolutely.
you're in some kind of
So unless it's
simulation.
like some one rendered image,
Mm-hmm.
like a single rendered, yeah. As soon as you're moving around in it,
Yeah.
and that's anyone, our viewers who are computer savvy, is the amount of processing power it takes to render something that even looks remotely realistic,
Yeah.
it doesn't need to deal with.
Right. So anyone who's computer savvy would be familiar with, I think it's the uncanny valley. It refers to the concept that a human would always be able to recognize a digitally created image, no matter like how in-depth and detailed it is. It will never recognize it as real. I think they say like
close,
30 years or something like that.
Yeah.
But there's a law of diminishing returns as you approach it.
Right.
So you look at the
Yeah,
graphics
that's
today, and they're insanely realistic. But it just doesn't match reality, especially in something like what we're talking about with AR combat. Running around, that's what we're talking about. Is it's basically a real sport. You can't really match that. I mean, all that being said, you're talking about the CAT system, the KAT.
I believe so.
The omnidirectional treadmill,
Yes,
the thing
that is what he's
lifts up.
talking
That's
about.
the newest one that's come out. I mean, that looks badass.
That thing's got to be like 20, 25 grand or
It's
something
a good,
like that.
yeah. I have no idea. I mean,
I have no clue. I'm just saying, going
I
how
know.
those types of systems.
Yeah,
are.
something like that.
But it's cool.
It looks awesome.
It's really cool.
It definitely looks awesome.
What really inspired you to make this whole system? Just on that note.
Yeah, well, I played. It all started with Airsoft. I played. I brought my buddy and a bunch of our friends to an Airsoft place in Massachusetts back in 2014, so 3 years ago. And we went out and we played, and our first game was team deathmatch. We all had like rented guns and stuff like that. We went out, we played, we came off, and I was like, that was awesome. And then immediately after, I was like, who won? And the ref said, no one. Like, we don't keep score. Like no one won. I was like, was it a tie? Like, nope. We can't keep score. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And I got wicked pissed off. I'm a pretty competitive person, so that sort of was.
We definitely get a lot
spark.
of customers who suggest we somehow keep score, but I'm sure you realize how
you can't.
impractical that is.
Now I know you can't. I've played for
of
a couple of years, but at the time that was it just pissed me off. I was like, why you can't even do team deathmatch? It's the most basic game mode. You can do capture the flag is an easy one, but like you can't do the most basic game mode.
Right.
So I started. I just started designing, kind of like invention ideas that would have sort of solved those problems with Airsoft. So it started off as what I call the spawn box system, just buttons you'd be able to push in the spawn points that would keep track of the score.
We've actually done stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's actually, it's funny that you mentioned
I've seen
that.
a couple of people do it in the past couple of years now.
We that's why we don't do we actually don't do team deathmatch that often, because it's one of the only games that doesn't have a winner.
Yeah.
So we do objective type ones, but on the same token, I understand what you're saying. But then we do, I think, what do we call it? Kill count nowadays?
We do kill count, so they have to come back and we have to...
each team has a specific number of lives. So and similarly in like Call of Duty, you have the team as a whole has 75 lives, 750 points, or I guess now you get like 1 million points per kill because it's basically inflation. But either way, so each team will have like 75 kills. We'll count it down, and when they get done, the ref will be like, "Oh, yep, you're out."
Yep.
But same idea though. So it's the electronic way of really solving that issue, and you get definitely, as you said, you get player stats, which is cool, very cool in itself.
Exactly, yeah. So it started as that, and it wound up. I did several iterations on a number of different things, but it wound up with eventually becoming designed for what was a network of wearable tracking devices, and this would have been able to emulate all of the game modes from Call of Duty and any other first-person shooter game, all in real time. Most of the games are territorial or objective based, so if you're controlling one territory on the map, it would have been devices that players would have worn either on their helmet or their chest straps.
Okay.
And it would be able to tell if you were in whatever room was the hill and King of the Hill, or the separate flags and domination. It would be tracking stuff like that automatically.
That's really cool.
It would have went a little bit of a ways into helping kind of enforce the honor system.
Right.
I would have been able to connect it with GoPros if players were using it. But either way, it didn't matter because the HoloLens was announced, and basically that single device would have done everything my mention.
Exactly. It solves all your
plus
problems.
all the awesome virtual reality stuff. Yeah. So
Awesome.
So that's kind of how it evolved over time.
That's very cool. No, that makes a lot of sense. It's cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
Anything? I see you typing away. It's got to be something from chat.
Well, one person asked, can the bad guys not be zombies?
What's that?
Can the bad guys not be zombies?
Bad guys in
So what they want to shoot?
in the
your
zombies
VR?
game?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think the zombies is kind of the easy, obvious thing to start out with.
Obviously, you kind of want to something you want to kill. Like the first thing you're gonna think probably is zombies, and not really give bat an eye.
Yeah, zombie. It's the universal people. Kind of a universal desire to shoot them.
Yeah.
You're more
Can't feel bad shooting.
You're morally
a person's
absolved.
shape.
So yeah, exactly. But I think something like aliens, monsters, robots. I don't know exactly what we'll do next, but stuff like that would be really cool.
Yeah, and you mentioned you had like 20 different zombie models now, so you could obviously just add in different models and animation. Obviously, that all takes time.
Right.
But to answer obviously the chat question is.
So you could program in like a boss zombie, like the big boss will start coming over and.
And you said they have different hit points and all that kind of stuff too. So like some are harder to kill and all that. So.
Yep. Yeah, there's a few ideas. The game, we're a business-to-business company. We do these specifically for Airsoft arenas and as a secondary, like paintball, laser tag. But yeah, we will be evolving the zombies game over time. So there's all kinds of really cool ideas that we've got. What we did is almost more like a casual, standard gameplay. We want to do something like a hardcore mode where we start introducing some of the more special zombies, like in Left 4 Dead. You've got the guys puking, jumping on walls.
Yeah,
that'd be pretty crazy.
You can get pretty insane with some of the stuff that we could do.
That's cool.
Are you afraid that it can get too crazy, too weird?
Possibly, yeah. I think there's a line with that. But generally speaking, I don't know if it's going to go that way. But generally speaking, because of what it is, the medium of it, mixed reality, the realism of using the real world as your game level, we wanted to ultimately wind up being like, what if there was actually a zombie apocalypse? What would it be like to have to shoot down wave after wave hordes of zombies assaulting you if you had a shitload of guns and taking them out?
Yeah.
So once we're able to eventually get to that point with the technology of having the processing power to do it, we think that we'd be able to more or less populate a horde of them, and single headshot, that's how they are, and just kind of seeing how you would actually do in an actual zombie apocalypse.
Right. And also something worth clarifying to users, because I realized we didn't really mention that much. The idea of this would be to be set up at a facility like this or another Airsoft arena, and players can come in and play it for like $10 a game, $5 a game, $15 a game, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And score competitions and stuff like that, and compete against each other. And
to actually make because as you know, Airsoft can't really, as we've said, Airsoft can't be super competitive. Des has said it best because he's done a bunch of events before us all, but you can't give how people we want to know who won the game and who won the day and what's the prize for winning.
You can't win anything other than pride. Other than pride in Airsoft, otherwise people cheat.
Yeah, it's an honor sport.
If you give them something for winning, they cheat to get there.
Yeah,
it's an unfortunate reality of Airsoft, but it is reality.
Yes. It's human nature.
It is.
I've talked to Airsoft places all over the country, and everyone has tried to do some kind of competitive format, and it never works.
Right.
A lot of people have gotten really creative, having one team select the refs for another team's match, and go into really crazy lengths to make it work. But no matter what,
it's really weird. Yeah,
people always wind up getting upset by it, and it's human nature. You're competitive. You want to win. And people wind up
especially if there's something in it for you,
or thinking that other people were cheating and getting pissed off on social media afterwards. It's just it never works. It never works out for anyone.
Yeah, you don't want to have to ruin anybody's experience, whether you're, customer, ruin a store experience or anything. So that's it's you can't
introduce anything beyond the pride of standard gameplay.
It was funny actually. One time I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No.
A customer had talked. was telling me about a time that there was a buy-in to a certain game, and there actually was a prize, and I didn't believe him for the most part. But apparently this one field, like 10 people would buy into this game, and it's basically a free-for-all game. The last person standing would win. If 10 people bought in, it'd be $10. And basically they'd have a ref following every single person, which doesn't make sense because then there'd be a ref all around you. But and so to run this game, it's probably very expensive. But he did say people would play honorably for this game. It was the only case that I've actually heard it work. I don't really believe him.
I was gonna say I have never heard of this in the past, and people make stuff up. So
yeah, that probably was the truth. And I'm like, really? So people would honestly.
Maybe it did. You get what? That's a 10-person free-for-all game. You get 10 honest people in there. That's fine.
But yeah, you're 2 people left, and you get hit. You're just like, that's $100 I just missed out on.
It makes it real tough to call that one hit.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but that's like 10 people, whereas like on a regular day of play or like on an event, that's a team of 50 people, maybe 25, 50 people. So then you get more of a nest. You can't have a ref for all those players because we don't have 50. We don't have 50 refs. We have
we have 4 or 5 on the field.
It's not feasible. It just it hasn't worked anywhere, and that's that's the big problem that we would want to solve in AR combat. Take that completely away
and have the computer regulate it,
exactly,
or the game itself. Yeah.
It gets rid of subjectiveness, which is what everyone believes is. Yeah.
Everyone believes they're right. They're like, I was shooting at you, so I believe that you're dead. It's like, well, what if you didn't hit? People don't rule out the fact of not hitting them unless you're super close. You have a tracer unit and you can see everything and record it. Like, there's no way. Whereas it's like the computer is going to tell you whether or not you did hit him. Mm-hmm. So when you're like, I hit him, it's like it takes away that aspect of, but you didn't.
Exactly.
So it takes, away the arguments that you'll usually have, like, oh, ref, this is ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah, but instead of smashing your gun or your remote, I'm always afraid that we have
break their gun in half.
Yeah, actually, I would actually have it on video when I went down to. What was it, Operation Lockdown. This was actually a nuclear power plant on Long Island that I played at. Mm-hmm. And we were going against this one squad who was obviously playing the game of it, which they were outside of the range of our BB guns, and they were just walking casually to their next place of cover. This guy was freaking out, and then his gun stopped working. And it's like a brand new gun. He's like, this piece of shit! And he throws it on the ground and he kicks it. And my squad member was like, he was an actual army medic, and he had to be like, listen, buddy, if you can't control yourself, I'm going to restrain you. Because this guy was freaking out, like a total anger.
Just because these guys were out of range.
Yeah, and then of course his gun stopped working, and then like all of that just built up to it. He must have been having a really bad day prior to that.
I guess so.
And he broke. It was like something in his head just snapped. He was going crazy. And the army medics, of course, they're trained to restrain even their own men. Who, you get shot, you squirm around. I'm kind of getting off topic, but like I'm afraid that how much of an impact can these headsets survive? Not much of a really one at all, really.
Well, they have the same.
Be careful, but yeah.
Yeah, if you were playing it in Airsoft, they have the same impact resistance as your normal eye protection. I don't know what that is.
Really?
ANS, something. It has the same one as Airsoft eye protection. They're not full seal.
Of course.
They have a big gap on the bottom, most notably, for you to like look down and see stuff if you had to. So it wouldn't work like that. In AR combat, we would be removing the airsoft.
Yeah, you wouldn't have the airsoft.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, well,
it is worth
mentioning
mentioning
trip or they were to run into a wall.
For people wondering, you can wear your glasses under these.
Yeah.
Which, because that's obviously an issue a lot of airsofters run into is glasses don't fit under goggles, and even the VR systems you can't really wear glasses.
Not the Oculus. I think you can with the Vive.
I think that you can with Vive. Yeah. It sits much further out, but it's still usually not comfortable.
Right.
And the thing secures really. You can fit it really tightly to your head. Like,
even if you have a big head.
Even if you have a big head, like me.
Yeah, it fits everyone.
It's huge. That thing, my head is huge, and that thing just looks like nice and tight. I was like, at first I was like, it's too tight. I'm like, wait, no, this thing doesn't need to go. Nope, it's not supposed to go anywhere. We're good. We're here.
Yeah, it's comfy. You can wear it for a long time.
Yeah, it wasn't like
It's actually
horribly
pretty well
painful.
balanced too.
Yeah. Yeah, it was actually really nice. I was like,
Good engineering.
oh,
It was nice.
it was nice. I say that all the time.
I was just gonna say, to quote Dan, which is nice.
Which is nice. Literally every video
I
ever.
watched Thursday's product review video. I
Oh
was like,
god, yeah. I watched it back. Once it went online, I was like, which is nice. I was like,
You've got
it
that
wasn't-
going for you.
I was like, it wasn't that nice. But hopefully this time there will be less, which is nice.
Oh god. But yeah, we're probably gonna start wrapping up our stream. But yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Tell us about the whole system and chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was really cool. And once again, I apologize to the viewers who are looking to see what we could have seen.
I'll see what I can. I can go out and record some stuff.
I can
that
probably,
we
I can probably throw some
post.
stuff up on the
Yeah.
Facebook page
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
the stream.
Yep.
So yeah, if you guys want to see that, just come take a look on our Facebook page, and
Yeah, we'll see
it'll
what we
probably be
can
up
put
in a
together.
couple hours and see if we can get something.
A couple quick
Yeah.
clips or something. Yeah.
Awesome.
I hope you at least enjoyed the clips of us playing.
Yeah.
Or
Probably
Dan's
the-
reactions was probably probably
If you're-
the best part.
if you're watching-
Watching Dan play this was more fun than
It's probably worthwhile having the volume too loud for Dan, just so that they could hear. his reaction.
Yeah, I'm really happy that someone got to see, like, oh, where's the ammo? And I zoom in on nothing. It's right there.
I saw that point in the video. I was just like, I can't. It was so
It's
funny.
great. It's great.
Yeah.
Very cool
It's
system.
it's fun though. Like I was like I didn't realize once I took the headset off. I was like, oh okay. There's not like I was just so into that.
Like
world.
I said, it just
You get-
absorbs you so fast.
Yeah, because then you're just like your instinct kicks in. You're like, oh crap, these zombies are trying to kill me. I need to kill them all. I need to kill them, and then you're just in the zone. Like I said, my tongue hurt because when I'm doing something very intense for a long period of time, my way of dealing with the anxiety is like chewing on my tongue.
baby.
I'm like chewing on my tongue.
I can't even.
So then
Which is nice.
I'm chewing. It's nice, which is nice.
Which is nice.
So I was just chewing on my tongue because that's what I do when I get like anxious and like super intense moments. I'm like, oh god. So then that's when I know that I was into it because my tongue hurts like I play a really intense game of Battlefield. I'm just like,
Right?
so that was the same thing. I was just like, oh, my tongue. Damn it.
Right.
Again.
Um,
Never escape.
but yeah, like I said, thanks again for coming
Yeah,
on.
thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing how this system evolves.
Yeah,
Definitely.
where
Stay
this
tuned.
goes.
Possibly see this system at Extreme. I don't know what the outcome of my boss has talked with.
Yeah, as a tentative thing, I think we might try to plan on getting down here for your August event.
Oh, that's
That would be the day.
that would be pretty cool. We don't know if that's going to happen or not yet, but I'm sure anyone watching is gonna we'll have stuff posted on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah.
When that comes
Which
up.
reminder, AR 8 year, the 26th of August, it's going to be huge.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be big. It's our usual, you guys know, like you guys have been here, like we're going to have people coming from all over. We're going to have some YouTubers.
I'd
We're
like to see
reaching out
like
to them.
Jet try that. I don't know if I'm assuming you may have tried it before. Have you ever? So are you guys the only system or kind of game like this? Have you ever met Jet the Desert Fox? Have you met him before?
I haven't met Jet. No,
Okay.
I've spoken with Jonathan before.
Okay.
Jonathan, from Airsoft.
From
Yep,
Airsoft.
He's
Nice.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we have all those guys down there, and if you are here, I'm sure that they would love to see that.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
I think it's right up their alley.
But yeah, like I said, wrapping up. What's your plan for this Thursday's video for reviews, which will hopefully actually come out on Thursday for once?
I hope so. I'm hoping. And
Oh,
it
yeah,
better.
Dan.
I'm
Come
gonna flip.
straight
I'm
out.
gonna flip. I can't trust no one. Trust no one. So this week, because I haven't said anywhere else, we're gonna be actually going over the Gen 2 ENL AK, the PMC A110. So the one that you see in the store with the crane stock with the figgies in it up front, which is super nice. ENL AKs are supreme quality. They feel great. Their bodies are straight out of real AK factories, which is super cool. Feels very...
Which is cool.
Which is
That's
cool.
another one.
It's not nice, which is cool. I mean, those things are, and they're so, like I plugged in an 11.1 into that the other day, and me and James, I was like, this thing's fresh. Like, it was just really snappy. The trigger response was really solid on it.
Yeah.
Battery goes in the top cover.
Awesome. Well, actually, no. Shake your hand, man. Thank you for coming by.
Absolutely. Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, but no, the E&Ls, they're fantastic AKs. They're like the VFC of AKs, I'd like to think. They have that upgraded hop-up, which is cool. It's a metal hop-up. And it's the handle and the entire unit is red. And it has tick marks and numbers, which is super crazy because then you can super swanky. Because then you can really find...
Which was swanky.
Which is swanky. So then you can really fine-tune the kind of settings that you want out of it. So if you know 0.25 is going to be 8, and then a 2 is a 4 or something, so you can kind of get that, which is very cool. And it comes with mid-cap, but it's got a really... The magazine on the E&Ls are just about the nicest ones out there. They're really firm and they fit it's very positive. So I very much like them. So hopefully this review, you guys are going to love it. It's going to be huge.
It's going to be huge.
So you guys are going to be able to see that this Thursday. Yeah, so then I guess we could just... Anybody saying anything? Anybody being like, they miss you, Des?
Well, Charles called me out for not fist bumping him. He said, "What? No high five?" I'm gonna say, "Well, I'm gonna shake the dude's hand." He came all the way down from Boston to show us this augmented
That's
reality
true. He was
thing.
from Boston.
I'm gonna shake that motherfucker's hand.
Jesus. Yeah. No, I mean, I prefer to shake hands. Like if it's a business thing, like that was pretty awesome. It was a really, it's crazy. Like,
yeah, I really wish that you guys could have seen it, and hopefully we
have
as
it
the
back
technology
for the
advances, because it sounds like, according to him, that this technology is growing with every single day.
Yeah, like it's feasible when it's going to be usable.
You hear this kind of stuff and you think like, geez, like this sounds like it's going to be years away, but he's like, nope, a couple months, like September, you should have a 2-player version of the game ready for retail, like ready to be played at a place such as this. That's crazy. And then he said, maybe in a couple more years down the road, you could even see force-on-force combat, 10-on-10, virtual reality with, like a shock collar thing, like a shock.
Yeah, like stuff.
It's insane to think that we're living in an age where this is all 100% possible.
Yeah.
Because like this is stuff that you could only, me as a kid, I'd watch videos of this and I'd just be like, it's. Like, I wish, like, geez, like, the people in the future got it good.
Or you'd see stuff like that in TV shows, and you're just like, oh.
Like, man, like, I wish I was born 200 years later, but no, here we are.
Well, that's what I've always said, like, I wish I could just, like, see what 50 years in the future looks like.
Exactly.
Like, I don't want to suddenly be 50 years in the future. I just want a glimpse of what the future looks like.
Exactly, and so if we have technology like this that's just, being born, you can only imagine, like, by the time, like, we're 50 or 60 and 40 years from now, like, that, like, it could be crazy, and we'll still be plenty able-bodied to be doing stuff like this. I'm very excited to see what the future has in store for us, especially after today.
Yeah,
To put on a large scale.
Yeah, like I said, just things to look forward to.
Yeah.
But did you already talk about the swap meet coming up and all that again?
I was going to.
This is the best part of the podcast. We're plugging our upcoming events.
All right, time to hook up. All right, you guys, get ready because you're gonna learn something. I hope, unless you already heard me, or you heard Kevin Hart over there, kind of going for it. So, swap meet. It's on a Saturday, June 3rd. It's gonna be from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So what you can do is you can grab a table. You have to bring one of your own, and you bring it here. Depending on how many more registrations we get, we're probably going to...
keep going.
We're probably going to do like walk-ons, so it's only $5. You set up a table, sell your stuff. Whether you're getting out of the sport, which I know plenty of people that are like, I'm getting out of the sport, I need cash now. Well, the perfect opportunity for that is to reach to a new...
extreme one. Like a little like advertisement, like, are you getting out of the sport?
Which is an ass.
This is Dan in the future.
That's me.
Bill Murray. I mean,
I'd
that's
love
not
to
a
be
bad
Bill
feature to
Murray.
have.
Not too bad.
Which is nice.
Which is nice. So
Pick the smallest
whether or
fucking
not
image.
you have
Well-
too much stuff,
Couldn't find a bigger one quick.
when your mom is yelling at you because all your stuff's taking up the basement and the kitchen and like just about everywhere, then you definitely will want to start clearing out some of that stuff. I know that at one point, I was sitting on top of a bunch of stuff recently, and I sold it all through some classifieds on Facebook, but not everyone, kind of has that, and it's easier for an outlet.
It's a little illegal.
Yeah.
I didn't say I was selling guns. I was selling airsoft goods through Facebook.
Okay, that's a good way to put it. Actually, one question on the YouTube is the swap meet restricted to just airsoft flavored shenanigans? I have some collectibles that need a new home. I would say like if you have like a
it has
drone
to
or like
be-
a GoPro, like that would all be.
Yeah,
that
it
would
has to be
fine.
something within the realm of reason.
Yeah,
like,
but
you
if you
can't
like
be
bring in like your Batman costume or something like that, or whatever, I'm not saying you have one.
something
Charles,
that's
but
not
I'm just saying,
exactly
it's completely off topic of that.
the realm of reason. Like there's some boundaries you can kind of push outside of airsoft. Like maybe some like cameras. Like maybe you did like gameplay or something, and you had some cameras you need to get rid of. So that's gonna be awesome.
While
Come
he's
down,
talking,
sell
I'm
your
just gonna run an
stuff.
experiment. I want to see something.
Okay.
Keep going. Keep
So
going.
then, what you're gonna do is Okay, yes. So you can sell your goods, hawk your wares. It's only $5. You bring your own table, which is pretty okay. Sorry.
He's really trying hard.
Sorry.
Give him
I'm
points.
trying not
I
to.
give you credit for trying.
So, $5, and you get a setup in a spot. We're gonna be doing it where the expo was. It's a nice place.
Hi Jesse.
There's a lot
Just
of-
saw your comment. Sorry.
God damn it.
Way to tune in for the last 5 minutes of the cast, Jesse.
Yeah, what the shit? When I get home. I'm not actually gonna hit my girlfriend. No.
Yeah, James, you're real good at
Pushing
your lines of just saying things in the word.
Yeah, but then just think about it. I'm desensitizing people. Like everyone gets all butthurt and they're like, "You can't say that." I'm like, "Well, I just did. What are you gonna do about it?" I'm obviously not gonna do it. I'm not a sociopath for the most part. For the most part. What are you doing?
I'm so confused. So much is happening right now.
Wait, what is happening?
Des, what are you doing?
Okay, this is the really weird part of
Okay. Anyways.
Why is this happening?
So we're doing the.
Are you video
we're
looping
doing
this so
that.
it just keeps
We'll be
going?
talking
You've
about
done audio
the live
loops. I figured
stream.
I'd do a video loop.
Jeez, alright.
So the audio is still
So
fine.
we'll do the live, the swap meet. It's gonna be great.
I have no clue what's happening.
So please come, pay $5, pre-register. You get to sell your stuff to people, 18 or older, or have an adult with you to buy a gun or to sell a gun. That's very important because doing that is illegal. But yeah, sell anything you have. Like I sold plate carrier I sold helmet. I have 30 magazines that I had to sell because for some reason I had 15 mid caps that I didn't know what happened, so that is something you guys should definitely think about doing. Even if you don't have necessarily a lot of stuff, you just have some stuff you need to sell, like just do it. It's so nice. It's cool. We're allowing you an opportunity to sell stuff for like $5, and you can sell whatever you want, whatever price you want. And you get to cheat. Why are you doing this? Can they see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys!
But our audio is fine though. I'll watch like our view count's going down. Actually, YouTube's still going strong. Like 4 whole people still watching.
But also, do you want to talk the last couple minutes? Talk about the upcoming Milsim event.
Yes. So the upcoming military simulation event is the Fall of the Rising Sun. That is going to be on July 2nd, and it's going to be a lit, fam. So what it basically is going to be, it's going to be World War II themed. So make sure you.
So he's telling about it with his eyes closed.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not like you can
So
see
lit.
in the video.
So lit, you can't see.
It's so exactly. It's blindingly lit. That was a good one.
They can see that.
Oh, they can see me now. Why? What did you put it back to normal? Aww. Okay. Anyways, anywho, so I saw my eyes closed and just kind of thinking about it. So imagine this: close your eyes, everyone. Right? Just follow my voice. I know it's probably really hard.
We started weird, we're ending weird.
Yeah. All right. So just
I'll go
follow
along
the
with
sound
this.
of my voice. You are in.
I really don't want to.
James, just
Theater
Do I
of
have a
war.
choice? So,
The shells are bouncing everywhere.
why are they bouncing?
Japanese zeros. Shut the fuck up. Japanese zeros. Vroom, vroom, all over you.
Why are they
Kamikaze.
grooming? Aren't they planes?
Alright, and with that,
I don't think
we're gonna wrap up the stream.
It's gonna be lit, man.
Thank you very much for
great.
watching, guys.
I can't even describe how amazing this
we've
is
all
gonna
gone
be.
insane or something
It's
like
been a
that.
long weekend for all of us.
The video is so
Tune in
bizarre.
on Thursday.
Well, I'm gonna watch this like later tonight and be like,
Tune in on
what
Thursday.
the fuck? I
to
hope
watch
no one's
our
on
review
drugs
video.
right now.
Watch our Thursday
Hopefully-
review
what
video,
if
which
someone's
will
on
hopefully be up
drugs
on
right now?
Thursday. Otherwise, I'm not going to trust anybody ever.
Thursday or Friday to get the to watch our next review video. And thanks very much for tuning in and sticking with
Dealing
us.
with
over
us.
Yes,
the
you guys. You
Mostly
people
dealing
are
with
watching
James.
this.
Let us know what you think of the whole AR system. I personally think it's fucking amazing.
That was-
I cannot
awesome.
wait. Actually, no, I'm not going to say that I'm going to do this, but I cannot wait. To hear about all the stories my friends have to say when they bring augmented home reality or augmented reality home, and they try all of their experience enhancing, waste.
This is,
different
you're
ways.
bad.
Drugs.
Stop. Give up.
Drugs. Okay. I think that.
Wait, so the
people
whole
might
time
find
you're just
interest.
saying you can't wait for people to take this home, do drugs, and then use the augmented reality.
Yes. I think that's gonna be kind of funny, like recording your buddy who's like.
James is just really good at putting sentences together. But like I
Yeah.
said, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm gonna call
But
it short.
people are
Keep
still
it real,
watching.
you guys.
All right. Good night, guys.
You guys have a great night. Thanks for watching.